way to address it is to know and to share the information with all. This has to be done through dialogue.
So this is Issa Tchiroma being very honest, going where we have never had any politician in Cameroon go to this extent. He is now saying the Cameroon government should share this information about this problem, about the wrong that the Cameroon government has done to the Anglophone region, to dismantle the safeguards that were put in place in the Fumban conference, and to attempt to assimilate our people in the majority French system, which Paul Biya himself has admitted. But the way Issa Tchiroma prescribed his solution is the best way that I've ever heard. Let's listen.
To know and to share the information with all. This has to be done through dialogue. All the actors, all Anglophone, who, because they wanted this problem to be solved the way they wish, and they thought that they have to resort to gun to get the problem addressed. Today, in my capacity and my position, I keep always saying the same thing. This is our nation. There is no any...
So I'm going to play that audio back for you to hear very well from his own mouth. But hear what he's saying. And he is the only Cameroon presidential candidate or politicians who have taken this position, which is in line with what we have demanded, which is in line with preservation of the dignity of our own people. Number one, he said the government should share the information he has about the injustice that was done against the Anglophone people, that justified the fact that we were marginalized in the government. We didn't have proper political representation in the Cameroon government. We were disenfranchised. The Anglophone was supposed to be second in power, but today we know that the Prime Minister is not the second in power. He's not. So they should share that information with everybody. But to solve this problem, you have to dialogue with who? With those who pick up arms, with those who stood up for this injustice and fought against the government. The separatist leader, you don't negotiate and dialogue with yourself, with everybody. Those who pick up arms, those who stood up to fight against this injustice were right. They have their own solutions, but they were justified, and they should be engaged in a meaningful way to resolve this problem. Not anybody else, but the party. I want to play it so that you hear again from him.
Actors, all Anglophone, they are mutilated. This problem now in my capacity as a candidate and tomorrow head of this nation, the best way to address it is to know and to share the information with all.
So the first thing, share the information, the truth, with everybody. It is not enough for Paul Biya to go to France and apologize that, or recognize he didn't apologize, recognize that the assimilation of Anglophone have failed. It is not enough. It is not enough to hold a grand national dialogue with those within the regime, all the elites, everybody. It was inclusive, and extend invitation that was sabotaged to Ambazonian leaders, and then come up with your own conclusion, and then impose it on the people. It's not enough. First, share the truth. The government should come with the facts and tell the world that yes, the Anglophone problem is true. Yes, these are the steps that the government took to assimilate Anglophones, and it was done in good faith. Paul Biya can make the case, okay, yes, I wanted a version of Cameroon that Anglophone and Francophone do not exist, but they should emerge as a one nation as Francophones. It was wrong, and they acknowledge it, but they have to tell the world the truth. What did they do? They cut out the power of the Anglophones. They destroy our institutions, our banks, our credit union, WADA, and the fabric of our society. Until today, they're even trying to eliminate even the Afreseka monument. They did all those things with an agenda. They discriminate against Anglophones. They didn't put us in high position because they were trying to assimilate us. They should give what the government did. Americans have declassified crimes that were committed by their own government. It gives that government credibility. They should come out and tell the world that we were wrong. We tried to do something and it failed. And now people will believe that they are sincere in moving forward. But that is the first prescription. Share the truth with the world and all Cameroonians. Then listen.
This has to be done through dialogue. All the actors, all Anglophone, who, because
all Anglophones, not just Anglophones, but all Anglophone who, because of, this is the who you have to dialogue with. There's no way you can go and dialogue with everybody. Yes, I have my own beef with Ayabacho. He's a criminal. He deserves to be in prison. But he has to be dialogue. I disagree with Sako Ekome. He's a criminal, a corrupt person. But he has to be negotiated with. With Crisano, he's my adversary. But the Cameroon government has to dialogue with him. Because at the end of the day, all we have seen are criminals on both sides, with exception of myself, because the record is there. I've been clean in this struggle from the beginning. That is why I have not run away in shame after we lost this war. But I've stood there to carry the voice of our people, because that is what brought me into this struggle. Yes, the Cameroon government have successfully corrupted the Ambazonian leadership, or they have been corrupted by their own very nature. But we are all Cameroonians who are corrupted. They were that dirty. Now, me the dirty people, me the criminals come together and discuss. It's not going to be, it will not be end with bribes. So first, all the Anglophone actors who picked up arms, who engaged in this struggle to challenge the Cameroon government with their own vision of independence. They should be engaged. Let us hear Issa Tchiroma's plan so that our people can hear clean and clear.
The best way to address it is to know and to share the information with all. This has to be done through dialogue. All the actors, all Anglophone, who, because they wanted this problem to be solved the way they wish, and they thought that they have to resort to gun to get the problem addressed. Today, in my capacity and my position, I keep always saying the same thing. This is our nation. There is no any other area in the world that we can claim to be at home. First of all, in my capacity as head of state, all political prisoners, they have to be released. And they have to be part of the process, this negotiation. This negotiation must be an inclusive negotiation.
So this is the most important thing that we have ever heard. Those who pick up weapons, those who stood up for this injustice with their own vision on solution, must be engaged in the process of negotiation and dialogue. And this has always been what we have called for. Maurice Kamto said that he's going to release Ayok Tabi and those in prison and visit Bamenda. No, that is not the solution. The problem was not Ayok Tabi in prison. He was not in prison when the problem started. Neither Pobia had come to Bamenda and Boya. We need negotiated settlement with the parties that were involved in the conflict. Yes, there are stakeholders. Agbobala, many other people, they are stakeholders. The chiefs and the CPDM, the SDF, the UPC, whatever, they are stakeholders. The syndicates and the civil society, all are stakeholders. But they are not a party to the conflict. The party to the conflict who have to negotiate a solution are those who were involved, who champion the cause of the Anglophones to engage the Cameroon government in this war that have caused so much death. They must come together to solve this problem, which is what I brought to the table when we created PRAP. My campaign in England, within the cycles of the English people, that resulted to the premature peace process, negotiation process, which I think is still ongoing. It has been suspended for the most part. And in politics, you can't say something is dead when it's suspended. My idea is bring all of the leaders together, which is what the religious leaders have done a wonderful job. We engage the Cameroon government and the international system in ways that nobody have ever done in the Ambazonian struggle with the truth. We secure the support of the international community, ICO. We brought them on the table. A bigger success that no group, no individual in Ambazonia have ever succeeded for our people's behalf. We use all type of means to engage all Ambazonian leaders to come together. Let us sit in a round table with the support of Pope Francis, who sent a personal envoy with a letter with part of an appeal that I wrote to Paul Biya, and they accepted to sit down and negotiate. All the Ambazonian leaders, they rejected negotiation because they don't want their own brothers to be on that table. Everybody wants to be themselves. The same like in Cameroon today. The whole meeting for political parties to come and have a coalition. SDF and Maurice Kamto don't come to the meeting because it wants to be only their own. The virus of groupism, partisanship, is eating Cameroonians. It is not the regime alone that is the problem. It is us, the Cameroonians, who are the obstacle. Today, what is stopping people to challenge Paul Biya effectively is not Paul Biya. It is Maurice Kamto's own ego and personal ambition that he has put above the Cameroonians. It is Maurice Kamto's activists who have failed to put pressure on him. It is his millions of Cameroon supporters who are delusional. He is doing things wrong. They just think that he has a plan. He stopped his campaign, take away the money. Instead of supporting somebody else with the money to challenge Paul Biya, they think that he has a plan. He will do some magic at the end of the day. As they go, manda the bole. Paul Biya is in power because they have failed to come together. They have failed. We, the Ambazonian leaders, have failed our people. I'm glad Issa Tchiroma is coming out in this way. And if there was a hope for Paul Biya to be challenged properly, Maurice Kamto and Joshua Osi, who are the true contender, to an extent, Akeremuna with his own presentation of the new Cameroon vision, they will all come together and put Issa Tchiroma. It will break Paul Biya because this is a person in the system, and it will present them a real challenge. They will come with their own political agenda. What do you want? This one want this one, this one want this. Is the problem only to change Paul Biya? No, it shouldn't be. Tell us, what do you want to do for the people? Issa Tchiroma have clearly said, I want to transit the country. I want to negotiate with the Anglophones. Not, I want to bring solution. No, dialogue with them, with the parties to the conflict. Let us hear him.
I would like them to join me to brainstorm about what this problem, to find common ground which will enable us to solve this problem.
So, Issa Tchiroma's solution to the Anglophone problem is to call the Ambazonian leaders to sit together with them, those who took arms, those who championed the cause to bring justice for the Anglophone, to brainstorm. That is respect. Brainstorm and not treat them like prisoners who are supposed to be in Kondengi or terrorists, as the Cameroon government position is, but to brainstorm with them like patriots, to find common grounds on how to solve this problem. That is the just and fair, reasonable, and sustainable way to solve this problem, which is what we have outlined in our strategy of the peace plan paper. And this is so wonderful. I hope this particular message was translated in French for everybody to hear. So when we were critical about Maurice Kamto, it was not that we hate him. No, I love him. I actually support his campaign. He will surprise some people. Because I want change, I want better life for the people of Anglophone. And for all Cameroonians. We're all Africans. So this is the truth in our eyes. You can call him any names. But this is politics. And if Cameroon had any hope, Issa Tchiroma, for me, based on his manifesto and how he has said himself and the credibility he has not been shy away from the lies he said, the crimes he covered up. He has apologized for it. Take the side of the people against Paul Biya. Some people may think that we should just hate the regime. Just like I tell you, you cannot say that because the police were committing crimes, we don't want police anymore forever. No. We have to understand strategical thinking in order to safeguard the interests of our people. So listen to him.
It is through dialogue, mutual respect. We have to accept compromission. We have to accept, I don't know how to put it exactly, you see. So only dialogue. Violence can never solve this problem. Gun can never solve this problem. All of us, we have to come together, listen to each other. Those who are in jail today, let us, on behalf of the major interests of our nation, let us liberate them. Let them join us. If this liberation must go through the commission as it is done in many other countries, the Commission of Truth and Reconciliation, people have to know what has taken place. Many lives have been suppressed. Many property have been suppressed. We want to know what has taken place. People were wrong, people were right. Let us exhume.
Right.
Let us go deep possible in order to find, but through dialogue, madam, and I will liberate all of those who might be instrumental to the solution of this problem.
So this is exactly the roadmap that we have in the peace plan paper. A commission of truth and reconciliation that accounts for every atrocity. Every atrocity. Every family that have lost a loved one. Any family who have been massacred. Every secret prison that people have been tortured in and raped. Today, you people see Ambazonian leaders in prison. Those who commit crimes in Cameroon government's name, in the name of Paul Biya. Some of whom are doing it to please him, even when he didn't even give them instruction, because that's the very nature of Cameroon. Ngala Gerard, Paul Atanganji, they should answer before a commission of truth and justice. What happened before you send people to go and kill in Garbu? Those CPDM people in villages who are calling the Cameroon military that they want to use them for security purposes, but instead they use them to go and kill SDF members, kill people, their chief, use them for communal conflicts, to go and eliminate villages that they have problems in chieftaincy. People have used this problem for everything. Ambazonian leaders who have been using this crisis as a racketeer as criminal cartels to commit kidnapping for ransom, sending monies in abroad, building houses here and there. They should be held accountable. People should come and negotiate. They should come and say it in the Commission of Truth and Negotiation. Hello? Yeah, give me 2 minutes, I'll call you back. This is the truth, and this is the only solution that can resolve this problem. Issa Tchiroma is bringing it to us live. Pardon me for that interruption. Let us continue.
Stop the violence, to stop the guns, to talk to those who have become so radical that they are not ready to listen to anyone who has a contrary opinion. How will you be able to change their mindset? How will you do that?
So this is a very important, because in Ambazonia we have a problem, my people. I'm telling you, we have a problem. The last negotiation effort which we led, they went to see Ayok Tabi. Ayok Tabi say, if una dey talk for Sako, I no go talk with una. They go to see Sako. Sako say, if you dey talk for Chris Anu, you talk for Ayok Tabi, I no go talk with una. Then go for Chris Anu. Chris Anu say, if una dey talk for Capo Daniel, I say na Capo Daniel start the thing, I no go talk for una. How can you negotiate with people like that? But don't forget, the Cameroon government, when you negotiate and the president appoints one person, the president himself is saying that keep it a secret from the other ones. That is how it is. Is there any hope in this thing? Let us dissect it. Let's listen to Issa Tchiroma.
You become president.
When I become president, madam, I will invite the civil society, religious people, whoever is capable of helping me find the right solution. Many lives have been destroyed. Many property have been destroyed. violence once and for all should be neutralized. The responsibility of the state is to protect the continuity of the state. The institution should continue to operate. Those who are radicalized, what is their age? I am convinced that if we give them the opportunity to be trained, if we can guarantee them they will become full citizens of this nation, they will have access to all facility, irrespective of their position. Even I have to take decision which testify my commitment to give them the privilege maybe others do not have, in order to convince them that gun will never, we can continue to destroy life and property, and this problem will never be solved.
What would you do with this?
So that is a solution. We have to come to end the war, have a formal declaration of end of war within a framework of a negotiation process to end the war, to end the crisis itself, the grievances itself. In that framework which we have articulated in the peace plan paper, there should be a formal declaration of an end of the war, so that the modus operandi on the ground, the rules of engagement will change for the Cameroon military. But those who have been radicalized beyond repair will be dealt with in a law enforcement issue, with institutions that will require Ambazonian soldiers or Ambazonians who have picked up arms to fight for their people to be integrated and given privileged positions within the Cameroon society. We have called for municipal policing to be handed in the hands of elected officials like mayors. These are people in the towns and the villages that knows that areas, that knows their own boys. And those boys who have championed the defense of that community's interest in this Anglophone crisis should be a part of that architect, as we have proposed. To be municipal police, they may not even have guns, sticks, or they may have guns or sticks, depend on their training and how comfortable the society is, led by their own community, not with some people in Yaoundé. They should be given that privileges, because these boys, they stood up to fight when nobody could stood up. They risked their own life. Those who are criminal, who will refuse, will be dealt with by these boys and their society in a veritable solution that includes those who have championed the cause. Nobody else can stop the war, the madness, those boys, than those people who know the terrain, who were together, who nurture this pet of a snake that we have nurtured. That is the only veritable, sustainable solution. And let's conclude it.
Soldiers that have been deployed to these regions, because they're also terrorizing the population. What would you do with these officials that are highly benefiting from the conflict and would not want to see it end? What would you do when you become president to address these issues?
It is easy to solve the problem. It is easy. All of those who, beyond all reasonable doubt, proven involved in this process, let them be civilian or military, I will sack them. I will sack them. If it were possible for me to change our civil servant today, because the way that corruption is there, I wonder if it is possible to solve it, because they have already their mindset in this ugly, unacceptable situation. What my former colleague or today colleague said, I agree. I don't have proof. I don't have proof to say it, but this is what I understood.
And that is the solution. There should be facts finding. Let us bring the Ngarbo case. What was the involvement of Ngala Gerat in the Ngarbo massacre? What was its involvement? We know that he brought those militias from Kano, from Nigeria, who are terrorizing people. Some are in my own village today, so I know what is going on there. What was his involvement, and why did they send those troops to go and commit those atrocities? What were they trying to prove? Just to extort money from the Cameroon government? We saw the attack they carried on 11 February in Kambe that killed Cameroon military, decapitated a woman, and a young teenager in was killed. because they wanted to show to Yaoundé that war was going on and they need more money in Cambe, in a place where it has been secured by the Cameroon military. The corruption, the killing, and all the misuse. Even Colonel Titus, we know how many people he has sent the Cameroon military to go and kill. We have documented cases of him calling people Ambazonian fighters who have nothing to do with fighting, but simply being used by other Cameroon military or Cameroon government officials to target their political opponent or to silence dissenting voices. We have seen it on both sides. They have to be establishing the fact. Those who have committed crimes, those who have abused power, let it come. Because you need that for a sustainable peace. We are not saying that everybody should go to jail. They will look behind their motivation in all those things. Like in South Africa. But there must be truthfulness. So ladies and gentlemen, let me read the speech that I have prepared about these things that we have witnessed and this damning testimony that Issa Tchiroma have brought us, that has admitted the Cameroon government committed atrocity. They committed lies, deception to the Cameroon people. What does this mean? It's a big blow to the Paul Biya regime, a shame of what they have done to Cameroon. So today, I address this issue to you, fellow Cameroonians, Francophones and Anglophones, with deep sorrow in my heart for the thousands of people that have been lost, lives that have been destroyed and shattered, businesses. It is still an urgent necessity. We all are aware about this profound crisis. Even in our silence, our attempt to move on, the lingering effect of this war that is going on in our country is a presence in every Cameroon gathering, in the diaspora and abroad. In quarter house, in meeting houses, people know that people are dying. There is a war going on. We have witnessed suffering of innocent villagers, families displaced, lives apart, people kidnapped here and there. A war of shame indeed. We have now heard from the horse's own mouth, Issa Tchiroma, who championed the regime, who was an insider, telling you that the whole Cameroon public was deceived. They were deceived. They were lied. They gave false information. The spokesman of the government, former spokesman, have come forward to acknowledge that the Cameroon military indeed targeted civilians. He admitted that information he once used to defend the Cameroon government actions, the Cameroon government positions, were all wrong. He was misled. This revelation, painful as it is, confirms what many of us have long known and spoken on social media and even shed tears. That the very forces, Cameroon military people that we know them, that were meant to protect the people, turned their weapons on them. From Garbu, Boyo, Akwaya, Kwakwa, Mutengene, Miselele, and massacre our people in their numbers. That resulted to Ambazonian youth picking up weapons, becoming radicals to protect their villages. Under such dire circumstances, we must ask ourselves, do the people have the right to defend themselves? Did they have the right to pick up weapons and defend themselves, defend their homes against this atrocity that Issa Tchiroma have confirmed that the Cameroon government committed against their family? The government, the answer grounded in international law, which I want to give to you, and basic principle of human right, is that yes, our people had the right to defend themselves and pick up guns against the Cameroon government to defend themselves. That does not justify the evolution of the struggle to what it is, but our people had the right of self-defense. International legal instruments, such as the Universal Declaration of Human Rights and the Geneva Convention, implicitly recognize the right of people to defend themselves. It recognizes that right when their fundamental right to life and safety are under direct threat, even from their own legitimate or not legitimate government. When a state military, which is supposed to be the protector, becomes the perpetrator, yes, the people have the right of self-defense. The people are not only morally justified, but the people are compelled. They are compelled by necessity to organize for their own defense, which is what brought about this Ambazonian struggle, what brought about this Ambazonian and Amber Boys. It was these atrocities committed by the Cameroon government. This reaction by the Cameroon government. We have seen examples around the world. I have to make this case. We have seen examples around the world where organized community facing atrocity have formed self-defense groups to protect their villages. This is not a call for endless violence. The fact that we have that right was not a call for endless violence, but a call for fundamental human right to self-preservation. Not the one that we are turning weapons against our own people, declaring unnecessarily lockdown to suppress our own people, but I'm defending our right to fundamental right of self-preservation. And it is a call that resonates, especially now, across the globe, irrespective of what is going on. As we have seen Issa Tchiroma, his admission of violence by the state of Cameroon, by their military apparatus, based on lies, based on deliberate falsified information, committed atrocity against our own people. It is now not a rumor or something in doubt, because an insider, a former minister who have served the regime, have testified. These are now the reality. This is on the record. So, let us be clear. Our goal in PRAP, my goal as Capo Daniel, as a person, as a leader, as an activist, who was part of the beginning of this struggle, our ultimate goal is peace for our people, and just peace. It's a just resolution where no civilian will need to pick up arms to defend their home. But until that peace is secure, until the war acts, until the state is respect the right of every civilians and every citizens, the people in the Anglophone region have the right to defend themselves. Not only against the Cameroon government, against the Amber Boys. Because today, the atrocity we see on the field is majority committed by the same Amazonian fighters. So, our people should know that. So this is a big blow to Paul Biya, this admission of Issa Tchiroma. It has validated our people's right, those of us and all Amazonians who invoke these principles. We call on the international community to recognize these rights of our people and to work even harder for a peaceful resolution such that the peace will be just and sustainable. And for Cameroon, we hope that they understand and they get the message of Issa Tchiroma and come together to do the right thing, to bring a just end, release the political prisoners. I must also acknowledge that we have seen in the current regime some aspect of reasonability to resolve this crisis justly. We don't care whether it comes by Paul Biya, Frank Biya, Ferdinand Gongo. All we care is a just and lasting solution, sustainable for our people. Have a good day every day, everybody. God bless you all.